Hey, how you doing? How's your mama and them? Well, it's a sucky weather kind of Thursday, so I figured I'd try to give y'all a laugh. On me. I do have one embarrassing story that I still kind of laugh at. I was young and had just had a child not long ago and was going to the gym to try to lose some weight. Well, the gyms I had always been in had private bathrooms. So you could take a shower in private and all that. Well, the one on base, I get ready for my little shower, get my little towel on. I go in there and it is a shower room. Meaning no partitions, no curtains, no nothing. And there's like 20, 25 women in there all showering. Like, do. And I'm horrified. I mean, I can't breathe. I'm like, I can't do this. I can't take my towel off in front of all these people. What the hell? And they're just acting like it's another day in the middle of Starbucks. So I managed to suck it up, hurry up, get in there, take as quick of a shower as humanly possible, and get out. But while I was in there, I saw something that made me worried. So I went home and I called my doctor and I made an appointment with the GYN, the snoochologist, the keeper of the vagindom. And I go in and see my doctor and she goes, well, what brings you in here today? I says, well, I have a problem. And keep in mind, I hate going to the GYN. I would rather have a kerosene douche over a bonfire while holding a crate of dynamite than have to lay on that table and have somebody I'm not even on a first name basis with Johnny peep at all my goodies with a spotlight. So, but I was worried. So I was like, well, I think there's something wrong with my girl. And she's like, well, what do you mean? Are you having issues with your period? Do you think you may have contracted something? I'm like, oh, no, nothing like that. I'm like, I don't think there's something right with it, the way it looks, and she's like, and I'm like really embarrassed, not wanting to go into detail because this is horrid for me. So she's like, okay, get on the table and let's look at it. And I'm like, oh, great. So I get into the stirrups and scoot on down for my embarrassment and humiliation session. And she's peeking and prodding and poking. And I'm like, oh, dear God, just kill me now. And she's like, well, ma'am, there doesn't seem to be anything wrong here. Everything looks healthy. And I'm like, are you sure? She's like, yeah, I'm not seeing anything that would warrant any type of worry. And I'm like, I don't know. It doesn't look weird to you? No, everything looks completely normal. And, it sits me back up on the table and she's like, what exactly is it you're worried about? I mean, I need you to tell me. I'm like, well, I told her about the shower and I was like, well, mine was different from everyone else's. And she goes, well, what do you mean it was different? I said, well, everything I have stays behind closed doors and theirs didn't. She goes, well, it's completely normal to have, differences in vaginas. They don't all look the same. I'm like, yeah, but I mean, mine looks like the textbook diagram, and theirs didn't. She goes, well, what is it about theirs that was so different? I'm like, theirs looked like an IED went off in an Arby's, and mine did not. And she lost all of her military and professional bearing because she was like, I didn't want to describe it, but she pushed me to it. But she's like, okay, so in other words, theirs was protruding. I'm like, yeah, all of it. I mean, I knew all their business as soon as I walked in the room, and you don't know my business when I walk in the room. She's like, that's actually completely normal. And she's trying to keep a straight face. It's not working real good. I guess the IED joke got to her. I don't know. But I make jokes when I'm nervous. But she explained to me that it was completely normal for everything that's typically labeled inner in the anatomy book to actually be outer. And so I felt completely stupid because most of my knowledge about anatomy at that time had been from textbooks. It's not like I go around going, excuse me, can I check and see if your snooch is different from my snooch? I'm just curious, for science. Especially being straight, it's just not something you ask people. But I hope that gave you a laugh. It didn't for me at the time. I was very embarrassed and felt like an idiot. But now it does. Y'all be good to each other.